Hi, I'm William Vokey. Please make a donation to Carnegie's annual fund. Your donations directly support programs like the video you're about to watch. These are difficult times. Help keep alive these voices for ethics. Thanks.
In the past, controlling the seas was tremendously important, but with the changes in technology, internet, different ways, air travel, I mean, how important do you think the seas are going forward?
Well, hugely important, and in the chapter relating to justice, which is I deal with trade and communications and the law of the sea and all that sort of stuff, unimaginably so. I mean, and the statistics still give the Atlantic primacy of position over the Pacific. You've only got to look at the number of, flights for a start. Gander Air Traffic Control and Shanwick Air Traffic Control, which are the two ends of the North Atlantic air route, 414,000 flights a year, 1,350 a day are traveling. It's like a solid highway of air traffic, but that is as nothing compared to ship traffic. And it was in the Atlantic that Malcolm McLean, a Kentucky truck driving company boss, suddenly had this idea in the 1950s of putting things on ships in boxes, all of the same size. And this man, Malcolm McLean, Malcolm spelt without a middle L, M-A-L-C-O-M for some funny reason, invented the shipping container, which transformed everything and enabled goods from the Far East, let's say, to be brought economically to America. I mean, stevedoring charges and everything. I mean, you'll remember On the Waterfront and movies like that. Overnight, the port charges dropped from $6 a ton to 16 cents a ton, which meant that suddenly ports like Yokohama and Shanghai became connectable with ports like San Francisco and Vancouver. And overnight, the Far East as a manufacturing center got its start. And the container ship revolution is something that really hasn't been written about extensively, except in the trade magazines. Well, that was born on the Atlantic. And of course, the amount of shipping traffic carrying containers across the Atlantic is prodigious and growing. Of course, there's a bit of a hiccup now because of the economic downturn, but all the underlying figures show that the Atlantic is just almost a solid pathway of trade. So there is no gainsaying that, and that is not going to diminish anytime soon. But there is a corollary to it, which is that the planes emit a vast amount of carbon particles, which are inimical to the health of the atmosphere, and so do ships. There's a new technology in Germany which shows that just as with contrails, not the California contrail of 2 days ago, but ones that you see behind an aeroplane, are emitted by ships as well. And you can see pathways of, as it were, smoke in the Atlantic Ocean, crisscrossing the Atlantic from Liverpool to Baltimore or Lisbon to St. John's, because ships themselves are very, very dirty creatures. And so both industries are now trying to burn other fuels and make themselves greener, so they should. So hugely important. The internet is making no difference at all. It is very, very busy ocean.